Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Scrub, and welcome back to Going Medieval. Last time, we survived our first raid, and we got our 5th community member, which is great, and we also started constructing our warehouse over here, which is working out pretty well. And today, we're gonna mainly focus on getting our research up and running so that we can have the basics for everything running. And there's a couple things in particular that I want to try and get, namely getting our first defensive structures for reinforced doors I think would be nice. But we also want to get terraforming so that we can make our first cellar. And we've already got someone idle, so we should probably take care of that. Okay, I think we just need to get some construction projects going, so we can definitely take care of that. And I was talking about a new idea I wanted to try for getting up on the walls, which is usually we're pretty good about making sure that there is minimal access on the ground level. But what if we just made sure they couldn't get to the walls anywhere but from inside? So what I'm thinking, we make sure everything runs through the warehouse, at least to start, and then we'll reinforce all the ground level doors so that even if they do get inside, it's even tougher for them to get up on the walls. And we'll also go ahead and get some berries going, and we'll probably even do some mining this part, depending on how quickly we get through some stuff. We could try and get the new barrels. That would be something pretty good to get. We need beeswax for that. Okay, beekeeping's over here, which we need advanced books. This is something that I've been hoping would get improved over time, and it seems like we're starting to take a good step in that direction. I feel like research, at least to me, has generally just been something you kind of do, but at least with just this basic new stuff that's being added with like barrels and chemistry, it feels like you kind of need to get more stuff to lead to other stuff than you used to. I mean, naturally you do always have to, follow the line, but I'm already trying to plan ahead for something I can technically get right away, so I think that's pretty fun. But I do think we want to prioritize terraforming since it's already halfway into summer. And we're probably good to go ahead and get a roof on the warehouse. I think we can go with a wicker roof to start off. Oh right, we need to get Aldolf melee weapon. Yeah, because he doesn't like combat at all, but he's at least naturally good at melee, so we'll build him for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the basics of a work schedule set up, and it looks like Aldolf is just about healed up, which is excellent. Bilba, seriously. Why are you not helping out with hauling? It's your one job. You need to be... That's never been a thing. You don't need to assign them to anybody. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with this, because at least in prior patches, they used to pretty consistently do the hauling. Now it seems like she just kind of does it whenever she feels like. Because as far as I know, distance has never been a factor either. That's pretty unfortunate, actually, because that means you're basically useless and just eating resources. You know what? Let's say you get assigned to Alada because she is out here doing work. Will you try to help out now? Well, you're at least walking outside. Hold on, I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try something. Because fire sources are what protects them from predators, I'm wondering if they're assuming once they go that far out, they'll die. So maybe if we have more fire sources closer to the outside, they'll be okay. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do my old trick of putting wall torches outside of every door. We'll see if that makes a difference. Because she seems to be doing stuff inside the keep, and if it's pretty close to the outside. So maybe that's it. And it looks like food's actually starting to become a little bit more of an issue, so I'm actually going to turn barley back on for cooking. And we're also going to harvest all the red currant in the world. Okay, and I did make sure Margeria should be doing all the cooking as a priority over pretty much anything else. Hopefully she'll start cooking some stuff up tomorrow. And I've also got everything closer to the kitchen. In fact, I'm gonna even move the campfire a little bit closer over there. We'll have to reassign the work, but that's fine. Okay, we maybe actually have been onto something, because now Bilba's going to grab stuff a little bit further out. So I guess what might have been stopping it is they want to make sure that they have that protected range, which is interesting, because I don't know if that's always been a thing and I've just never noticed, or if it's just being weird. Because, yeah, Molly doesn't care. She's probably about to go across the map to kill a rat. Or are you just vibing? Okay, no, looks like you're fine. Yeah, I cannot make sense of what these animals want. Oh, also Sandy and Buttercup. Oh, are they trained? Oh, these guys might be trained already. Oh, that's useful. Alright, do you guys feel like calling at all? No. Oh, maybe. Alright, so I think maybe the answer to goat logistics is wall torches outside your base. So, good news, we've solved the case. Maybe. And make sure that we have the meals going immediately. Or are they only grabbing food? Because they keep leaving all this wood laying around. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna knock everyone down to a normal job on urgent. If I mark this stuff out here as urgent, does that make the goats start caring about it? So Bilbo's just only going for food exclusively. Meanwhile, who is idle? Aldo, you should not be idle. I think that means we need to do some more construction. Yeah, let's get a couple extra shelves in the meantime. Okay, see, Buttercup isn't picky. Buttercup does what I tell her to. So I think the answer might actually be urgent haul. Because now they're starting to go for everything. Except, okay, Bilbo, I think you might just be utterly worthless. You get slaughtered. So I guess I just start marking a bunch of stuff for urgent haul and hope for the best, because I am genuinely running out of ideas on this. It seems to sort of be working. Because now these guys stop working. Yeah, this is the weirdest bug I've ever come across when it comes to this. The good news is that we are going to have some meat on the menu for the night. Okay, we got 2 more books to research, and then we'll be able to get terraforming, which means I can probably go ahead and start working on the cellar. And I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure if pike can be prepped like normal food or not, so I'm going to go ahead and fish for that, because other than that, we have eel, which you have to salt, which requires you to use a stove. So I'm going to hope that pike counts like normal fish. And, oh, actually, there's some trout. We could go for that, too. But I'm thinking after we get terraforming, we start getting smelting, and then we'll try and get the stoves up and running. Okay. And I thought I was onto something with the urgent haul, but that does not seem to be working, so I'm going to cancel those and remark it as urgent stuff. Animals that are trained to haul piles around will randomly pick piles for hauling from time to time. So did that get insanely nerfed, maybe? Because I feel like they used to consistently do it pretty constantly, but I guess now it might just be extremely occasional. I mean, I guess to be fair, once you do get it going, it is pretty powerful, but I don't think it was that powerful. Oh, and more good news, our first crop of cabbage is coming in for seed. And it looks like our research is completely caught up, so we're going to grab terraforming right away. And now we can go ahead and prioritize all the rocky oh, there's even some actual limestone in here. Yeah, we'll get this prioritized, we'll fill it back up with dirt, and then we can start our cellar. And since it seems like food's back under control, I'm going to take barley back off of our regular meal prep. And there's Aldulf starting his main job as miner now. Yay! Oh, and Marjorie gets good at culinary. I'm gonna move the carcass stockpile over here, and I think I'm gonna actually dig the cellar over here. And I think these beet seeds might actually go bad before we can plant them, unfortunately, because that requires 20. The lot is at 18. I don't know how quickly she'll be able to get that up to 20. Say that's your main job. Oh, you're also right. I mean, you should still be prioritizing your guard. Oh, fishing, right. Actually, yeah, you're about done with this, and then... Oh, you actually got quite a few fish. Good job. And I'm guessing that pike got brought back into base already. Oh yeah, look at that. We already have some fish dishes, so I'm guessing that's from the pike that we have prepped. So I guess eel's the only one that's considered specialty. And how much dirt have we collected? 53, it's not a lot. Each one is 5. Okay. So yeah, we definitely need to fill those in. I'll probably do a little bit of red currant in here. And then during the winter, we'll probably build the workshop on this plot. And then at the beginning of next year, we'll figure out where we want our actual fields to be at. Yeah, we can probably go ahead and move the seeds over onto the shelves as well. Because they went straight for it immediately and then they stopped. And I'm guessing they'll all go for it at the same time again. So I think they must have just nerfed how frequently your animals do the hauling for you. It shouldn't change anything too majorly, but it is an interesting design choice. See, right now it's 7 days. Flowering's only 5. I might be able to sneak in 2 flowering before winter hits. So I think we'll go for that to make sure we have a decent seed count, but we'll also have plenty of vegetables for winter. So I think that's a good balance. And since our animals barely use the trough anyway, if ever, I'm gonna actually swap the animal feed into this one exclusively and use this one for hay. Because yeah, for some reason, instead of using the trough like an animal should, they just love to come in here and eat whatever's off the shelves, which is extremely annoying. I think locked is just gonna lock it for everybody, unfortunately. And that should be all of the rocky soil and limestone dug up. I think now we can actually use this for gardening. And that means we can also dig our cellar out. I think this is gonna run kind of similar to how I did it on my last run. I do think I want to modify a couple things though. Okay, yeah, move it slightly back. I think right here is a good spot for it. And we definitely want to get some red currant inside the base, so we'll go ahead and start a field of that. And I think we might have used it all to cook with, so we should probably do a little bit of scavenging right away. The sooner we can get that snowballing, the better. So we'll get that first staircase going here. And then we'll go ahead and build a couple more down right behind the kitchen. All right, I'm gonna reorder the list slightly to make sure we have enough red currant for planting, which, yeah, this group came in, so we should be okay now. And that is the second set of digging done, so now we go down even further into the ground. And then I think right away, I'm just gonna have it go into the base this way. So we'll build right under the kitchen immediately. And then from there, we should have quite a bit of space where we can kind of build with no worries. And the game is very excited about this particular fox showing up. Hello, fox. And follow-up, I should probably figure out what direction is east and west and whatnot, so we can figure out where we want to move the fields next year. Slight problem, I did the thing again where I forgot you want to do this one at a time so that you don't have to redo all this, so gonna build a wood wall and then we'll destroy it immediately once we get all of this dug out. I'd rather actually waste the wood on that than soil. Alright, and now we can start getting some basic research going. And we don't need any of this right away, but I'm thinking the first thing we'll probably want to grab is smelting, so we can start making use of iron ingots. And then once we get that finished, by the time we actually have those ingots, we can probably work on either defensive doors or the stoves or whatnot. Okay, so yeah, they are definitely coming out here to do stuff. It's just, yeah, I think they're a lot less frequent with it. And once you start digging that, you can work on that one next, and then we'll deconstruct the wall and we'll build another staircase. And then in the morning, we'll be able to actually get our cellar underway, and then we'll move all the food, medicine, and whatnot downstairs. And just a quick overview of how it actually looks right now. This is the settlement with everything in place. Alright, God sir, well, you're working a little bit late tonight. I respect it. Hopefully you get enough sleep. Yeah, that's why I like to leave the extra anythings on either end of the schedule though. Give people a chance to get caught up on stuff. They're a bit away from base, but there's a pretty good set of red currant out here I think will get us finished up for the base. I'm gonna have everyone come out here and grab stuff. And then I think our actual farms will be pretty self-sufficient from there. And yeah, we did put you on flowering, which I do think is a decent idea, so we'll try that, see if we like it. And yeah, we'll have you dig a few straight under, and then from there we'll expand it into the actual cellar proper. And to help keep some of the cold in, we'll build a wood door right there, and then we'll start building the cellar. Go with a nice little one to start off, nothing too crazy. Yeah, unfortunately the gardening came up right as we were trying to grab all these ones, so they're pretty much coming out here grabbing one and then going back to base, which is pretty not great, especially because I think some of these are actually not getting harvested, which unfortunate, but not much we can do about it. More importantly, now we have smelting. Yay. So now we can start making use of that clay that we've been having sitting around for a while. And as for the actual smelter, yeah, we'll put it next to the smokehouse over here-ish for now. We'll move it once we actually install the workshop. Alright, there we go. We got a full field of red currant. And with the new smelter online, yeah, let's start with try and get 30 iron ingots to start out. And who's going to be doing that? That's smithing. So that's going to be Adonia with Margeria as a backup. And just because it's getting extremely hot out, I'm probably going to start turning off the braziers during the daytime. And it did just occur to me, I don't know if I just missed it or if it's not on this map at all. I don't think I've seen any natural deposits of coal yet. So we might actually need to burn wood for that, which, you know, we're on the forest map, so it's not a huge deal, but it is something I didn't really have to think about last time. Alright, and the first batch of iron's underway, so she'll actually do research while that's smelting, so that's kind of a nice little thing there. And speaking of iron, there were a few deposits out here, and I don't think we'll be able to get to these ones, so I'm actually going to go ahead and tear down this little chunk of dirt for the bonus terraforming material, as well as the iron that's right here. And there is one thing left over here to do. And they're actually going to go grab that iron right away, but we can get most of the stuff underway in the meantime. And to start off, what I'd like to do is make sure we have supporting beams. Because right now I'm not planning to build too much over this, but we might need to in the future, so it's probably good to have that in place. Oh right, that was the experiment I never got to figure out if it was a good idea or not. If you want to have higher thermal insulation or lower insulation because you're using the natural cooling of the earth. I'm just going to go wicker flooring for now, and worst case scenario, if we want to tear it up, it's going to be a quick job. But we'll do that, and then we can copy a few of these down there, and then we'll relocate these shelves as well. And it looks like a lot of just hit 20, so I'm going to try and get those beats down as quickly as I can. It'll be a slightly smaller field, but we also don't even have enough to fill this, so I think it'll be okay. Alright, there we go. Looks like we got them in the ground just in time. Excellent. That being said, I don't know how long it's going to take them to go to seed. We should be able to get one harvest in. We might have to cut that short depending on how cold it gets in winter down to flowering, but I am going to go for the seed so that hopefully after this year we'll be good on that. And it looks like they're actually powering through this little chunk over here, which is great. Gonna let them finish that up, and then we'll go back to filling out the cellar the way we want to. And it gets pretty cold at night, so we can turn the braziers back on. All right, last little chunk over here, and now we have a decent little set of iron and dirt. Excellent. And with that, hopefully they also got this. There's still this one chunk they need to do. Margeria, thank you. And since that's done, we can go ahead and relocate all these downstairs. And throw that one little bit of floor in as well. And then we'll also go ahead and relocate this stockpile for all of the stimulants and whatnot downstairs. And then once we get ice, we'll also make sure that we start throwing ice in here as well. And a sheep arrived. It looks like it's already domesticated, so we just got to go rope it up. That's fantastic. Only one female, so hopefully we can find a male somewhere. But it is a fantastic starting point. Alada, don't do that until morning, actually. Can I force you to go to bed? Come over here. Which bed's yours? Okay, well now it's definitely bedtime, so there you go. Yeah, I don't need her getting to bed at 3 in the morning over that. It'll be there in the morning. And then we can haul all of that downstairs in the morning, and then our cellar will be officially set up. Okay, and it does look like we make iron in batches of 30. I feel like our priority needs to be defensive structures, just to make sure that we can keep the enemy out. So we'll probably replace all 3 of these doors with those reinforced ones. And then we can probably get our next set of iron done. Actually, you know what? Because I know we're going to need it. Let's just bump this up to 60. All right, yeah, now Lada's going to go grab that sheep. That's a-okay with me. And since we have these ones growing in base, I'm actually going to make sure that these ones can get to their full yield before we start harvesting them. And it's probably a good idea to get back to chopping some trees around base because we used up a lot of wood without chopping. There we go. Welcome to the base, Peach. Happy to have you. Ooh, that is a nice little patch of mushrooms over here. We should probably grab that. Actually, since we are about to be able to get our stove in the sort of near future, we can probably go ahead and grab a little bit of salt ahead of time, because I would like to get some of these eels salted before winter hits. Okay, so there is our cellar officially in action. And it's 38 right now, which is not terrible. Definitely better than the 50 and 60 that was sitting in. Actually, speaking of ice, I don't know if we're going to be able to buy any if we get a merchant or not. How far away is that research? Ice making. Okay, we will need the... Is that the theses? The tier 2 books, whichever one that is. Depending on how consistent we can get with our research, we might be able to grab that for winter, but I'm not entirely sure. I would have liked to get barrels, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the beekeeping, because that also needs those. Oh, hey, speaking of, a friendly visitor. It's a druid. Okay. I haven't even checked that, really. What's our religious spread looking like? We have a zealot for restitutionists already. You are also a pretty hard restitutionist. You're a minor restitutionist. You're a little bit of a druid, and... Okay. So much like the last game, we are mostly restitutionist. And we don't have a temple set up, so we can't even really make use of their function, so... Thanks for visiting, but we're not going to get much use out of you. At least it's not a raid. Oh, and there's actually a few carcasses on the map. We should definitely try and grab those before they go bad. Okay, looks like we got that next set of iron set up, so let's see if we can get 90. And speaking of, that should be the last research we needed for the doors. Here we go. So now we have these reinforced doors, 10 iron and 15 wood. We tear all these down and replace them with good ones. And that'll be kind of our first legitimate defenses. And we should probably build up our actual walls here soon, as far as getting Merlins and the like set up. I haven't done it yet because there are a couple expansions I want to do. And I think once we get these built, we're going to have a little bit of downtime. So I think I'll actually start on that soonish. Why are you cranky? Oh, you were probably gone when you wanted to do your religious activity. You'll deal with that later, you're fine. Yeah, a lot of the activity we've been doing has also been pretty far away from base, so our guys haven't had too much time to settle down and do stuff at home, but I think we should be able to start working a little bit more often in base now. There are just a few things that we just had to go far out to get. And here is our first security door. So by comparison, we've got 80 hit points on this. Security door has 300. So it's going to take a lot more work for them to try and get through these than it would have otherwise. Oh, hey, and we have another goat that's ready to get to work. Excellent. Okay, see, now why can't everyone else be like Toto? Toto's literally going outside of the base to eat and not eating our resources. You're the best, Toto. We love you. All right, and that's the security doors done. And what I'm thinking as far as defenses go, I think the first thing I want to do is actually extend the kitchen a little bit into the wall. And we're going to want wooden floors like so. And Godsir turns 24, or 34, no perk. And since we're expanding the kitchen, we can go ahead and destroy the back wall right away. So the initial expansion's completed. So now what we'll do is tear down the roof. And then we're going to have a living space above the kitchen for our 6th settler, or whoever we deem to be our official chef. And the way I think we're going to do it is I'm actually going to extend this flooring all the way along this wall. Because, yeah, once you actually have flooring on the walls, your settlers will move faster. So what I'm thinking we'll do is we'll have a little bit of like a patio, and then they'll have the room above the kitchen. And then we'll probably need to expand the kitchen further as time goes on, but I think for now that should get us started. And that means we can go ahead and rotate the butcher table so it makes a little bit more sense. And we'll throw in a couple wooden beams for good measure. And then floor the entire thing up. There we go. And we'll go ahead and do a basic wooden door up here. No need to go all out on security. And since we probably have a bunch of hay on the stockpile, we'll go for a thatched roof on this. So what I was talking about earlier, as far as having just second level access, there's not going to be a way to get up to the room from the first floor. So what I'm thinking, we'll leave the warehouse running along to here so you can get to that. However, we also don't want this directly on the wall in case they hit it with a fire trap, and then that would set the entire thing on fire. So what we'll end up doing, and this is a little bit of a work in progress / I'm making it up as I go. Actually, probably hold off on that until we get most of the wall built up. Don't want animals getting into the base and stealing some of our food again. So now we got the spare room, and we do have a dedicated cook, right? All right, Margeria, good news. You just moved in, and you already get your own room, so you must feel special. Unless the next person that we get is an actual chef, in which case you are getting kicked out immediately. We'll go ahead and get the bed in there right away. And what do we actually need for a legitimate room? Oh, it just needs a bed. So, alright, we're going to have our official first chamber here shortly. Excellent. And it looks like we're going to get most of the wall set up, if not the entire thing. Oh, no, it looks like we'll finish it. So we can go ahead and deconstruct these to make sure that they can get through. Go ahead and power through this real quick. Alright, never mind. And, alright, yeah, polecat's sneaking in the base. Let's go ahead and hunt that. Oh, another one snuck in too. I don't know if they're going to get out of the base in time. Oh, get it, Margeria. Okay, that one can get away. It's fine. This other one we might be able to hunt while it's here. Alright, come on, Margeria. Oh, there we go. Good job. Yeah, good job. Alright, our first catch of the run, and it's a polecat. Aha! Oh, we caught one. Yay, even better. All right. Back-to-back meals, boys. You'll love to see it. And we can go ahead and tear all of those down so we have mobility. All right, there is the first chamber, and we'll go ahead and assign that to Margeria. Congratulations. And yeah, she's gonna go sleep there right away. I'd do the same thing, honestly. We'll try and pretty this up a little bit more tomorrow. But since she is also the one that tends to be unhappiest, that is actually going to be kind of nice. Hopefully that'll help offset some of that. And then, yeah, we'll hunt this thing in the morning, and then we'll finish up our layout for this. Oh yeah, Donia will tear all of that down. And... okay. We definitely want to take these two down. I don't know if we're going to have the supports to do it right away, because my plan is to have just like one wooden beam. I might need to just leave this pillar up instead, which if that's what we have to do, it's no big deal. But what I would love to do is just have it all run along a wooden beam and then we call that good. So yeah, no one's up there, so we can tear this down. Oh, hey, we got another goat trained. Fantastic. One more hauler, please. Okay, so it can go that far out, so we'll just go ahead and throw a beam up. And now we have a little footbridge from the warehouse. And that'll be how we get up there. Alright, this thing's got to be almost dead. God, sir, please finish it. You'll figure it out, it's fine. And we can also make these new wooden traps, except it takes mechanical components, which are not easy to get early game, so we're not going to worry about it. Hey, up to level 4, good job. So yeah, this is kind of the idea I have for the internal layout of the second floor. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. I might end up changing my mind, but I feel like this is kind of an interesting idea. And it's also kind of why I wanted to rush these security doors, because I'm probably gonna replace this one with a security door as well. In fact, we already have the 90 iron, so let's go ahead and do that. So that even if they do get inside, it's still tough for them to get here, and then we can either stay on the walls or we can just do some weird interior defense shenanigans. Okay, slight problem I just saw. I wanted to do a little fencing gate, but the gate would run into where the walkway is, so we're gonna add one more wall to the kitchen just for the sake of putting up a fence, because I think it looks nice. See, isn't that gonna look good once it's done? And then once that's up, we'll go ahead and tear down the interior wall that we have so we have even more room in the kitchen. Okay, slight problem, we're already destroying stuff down here. Oh, we never built this wooden beam. Well, that explains that, which is weird because I'm pretty sure I marked that as a priority, but I'm sure it'll be fine once they actually build the damn thing. Alright, never mind, we immediately have an attack. And how about we actually open with that attack next time, ladies and gentlemen? Little bit of an unexpected incursion. I was about to say we were making a lot of good progress, but I mean, we are making good progress. The problem is, I'm not sure how well we're going to do against this raid, because it looks like there's quite a few of them. And that is a lot of melee troops. Looks like you got some archers, some spears. Yeah, this is not going to be an easy one. So hopefully you're looking forward to an action-packed start next time. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you later.